What's up, guys? I'm back again with another video. And guys, I know it's been a long time. College has taken over my life and I've been focused on internships and I've just been simply working a job. So in other words, life has just kept me busy from making videos like these. But I'm back once more, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about why life is like the stock market, right? By the end of this video, you'll be able to understand what I mean, and you'll be able to change your mindset to that of something more calculated, something more pragmatic, something more refined than just following the motions, than just being a guy that just follows the whims of other people or let their minds wander wherever it is, they let it go. So guys, I was reading this book, right, called The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, right? And the whole purpose of the book, right, if I were to summarize it up in 2 sentences, right, the whole purpose of the book is to teach you that the stock market is unpredictable. There is no strategy, there is no magical plan, there is no willing the stock market to be predictable. It's always going to be unpredictable, and that's just the way it is, right? So it teaches you to be defensive, right? There are 2 types of investors, right? It teaches you to be a defensive investor as opposed to an enterprising investor. An enterprising investor is just someone who invests, who takes every little opportunity given to them to invest, right? In other words, where a defensive investor is someone who plays the long term of a stock, right? Invest in a stock and they play the long game, right? They wait forever. In other words, they invest in a stock, the stock will go up and down. It will go through its trials and tribulations, but it plays the long game to the point where when that stock reaches its full potential, right, after 10 years, after years of waiting, you make a huge profit. That's when they either cash out or they just keep holding on to the stock as it keeps rising, as the company's value keeps rising up and up. And they do this among multiple companies. They don't just invest in one company, they do this with multiple companies. So that in case if that company ever goes bad, they have another stock that they've been waiting on for 10 years to reach its full potential. And they just keep doing this over and over again until the portfolio is so diversified and their net worth has increased to an astronomical amount. That's just how the defensive investor moves, right? The enterprising investor will invest in a stock, they would wait till it gets high, and then they will cash it out. The defensive investor just waits for a long period of time. It's the opposite of enterprising investor. Every tactic I just told you about the defensive investor, just imagine the opposite for the enterprising investor, and you see how the two differ, right? But Benjamin Graham advises you to be the defensive investor as opposed to being an enterprising investor, because it's just the safest route and it's the most common sense route that you could be if you want to guarantee a profit. So guys, why is life like the stock market, right? Because people are unpredictable as it is, right? One day, that best friend you've had for 10 years could one day turn out to not be your best friend, could one day do something very slick that disrespects you in ways you can't even imagine. One day, that person could just turn out to be unpredictable, and next thing he's not your friend anymore. Just like that. Life is like the stock market because people are unpredictable, right? And in that sense, right, you invest, not invest, right? But people are unpredictable in the sense where their emotions, their actions also will align with what you expect them to be towards you, and then the next day they do something completely different, right? It could be your friend, it could be your enemy, right? Your enemy one day becomes your friend. It goes up and down, right? Just like the stock market, it goes up and down, right? And it doesn't just have to be with just friends. It could obviously be with your family members. It could be with people, just regular people, your job, your coworkers, right? People just go up and down. Next thing, that stock market, that stock you've been relying on for 10 years, one day just goes all the way down. And the next thing, they're not your friend anymore, right? It's not family members in your family anymore. Or it could go the opposite way. That stock you thought would remain the same, you thought would be predictable, would one day go up. And all of a sudden that friend becomes your family member. Your family member becomes something even closer than just family, right? That's just how it works, right? With just people, with coworkers, even with jobs and careers, right? Your career could either go up or down, could either be bad or good. One day it could be a really good career, or it could be a terrible career, right? One day it could be a great career, the next something bad happens, it goes down. Or it could be a bad career and something good happens and it goes up and it just keeps spiraling up. That's just how it works, right? You invest in time over a period of months or years, depending on what you're doing, depending on the circumstance, until you get the results you want. You have to be defensive in life, not just in the stock market, in life. So one day you get the results you're looking for. You have to keep trying every day, investing every day, to one day you get the results you're looking for. That's just how life is, like the stock market, right? In that sense, that life is like the stock market. That's why you have to diversify, right? You have to have multiple friends, right? People that you can lean on, right? Diversifying your careers and your skills. You have to have multiple things that you're good at in case this doesn't work out, and then you try something different. This doesn't work out, you try something different until it just works, until you find the right thing that just works for you. That's how life works in that sense. I think that's the main takeaway from Benjamin Graham. He's not just trying to teach you how to beat the market. He's trying to teach you how to beat life too. You can apply this to life. You can apply this to anything else in your life. He's not just trying to teach you how to beat the stock market. When you read the book, you quickly realize that this goes deeper than just the stock market. This goes into every aspect of your life. And I think once you realize that, you finally encompass what the book is trying to teach you. Not just how to beat the stock market, but how to beat life. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to follow and subscribe. Hopefully I'll come back to make another video consistently this time. And if not, you'll see me months later down the line. Have a good day, guys.